You died and arrived at a train station to your afterlife. The trains are animals. Traditional heaven, rebirth, and eternal nothingness. Which train do you take and why? Do I get my choice of what animal I could be? I could end up as a fruit fly and live for a day, only to end up back at the station. Or could I be a lapdog, born to be someone's beloved pet for around 13 years? Could I be a tortoise and live for 140 years? You get to pick. Yes, being a tortoise seems pretty chill. Except when you're tiny as a baby and have to survive predators. Once you get to be an adult, it's all good. It'll probably just be paralyzed by this choice and stay at the train station. Rebirth. You can always pick again. I would do one thing and probably most people never do in life. Carefully review the terms and conditions of each choice before making the final decision. Rebirth. I already live in Brazil and work since my teenage years, so I pretty much would like to risk it. And it would be pretty awesome being born in the future. Imagine being born as gay during dark ages. That would suck. It would, but you won't. I put in a job application to work at the train station. This train station is going to be well staffed. Honestly sounds like it'd be a better job than anything I've done on this side. According to Buddha, eternal nothingness is the only good pick. But if I'll be coming back anyways, I might as well do some magpie runs first. Being reborn and helping others to decrease their suffering is considered a legitimate choice in Buddhism as well. Heaven. Rebirth is way too risky. The chance of you pulling an ass card is really ducking high. I feel like if these are the options every time you die, rebirth would definitely be the most fun one. Except a future you might pick nothingness. Traditional heaven. You would be happy/content by default. I always say this about if you ever could have one wish. Don't wish for money in the pursuit of happiness. Just straight up wish to be happy and content. You can't lose. I read a short story in which a man wished for eternal youth and happiness. He became a demented child who laughed a lot and chased butterflies that weren't there. So he was eternally happy, it's just other people who weren't. In a moment, if panic and uncertainty I screw up and get in the one labeled after birth, it doesn't go well from there. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, discharged upside down. I got on the wrong train cause I was real scared. I'd give it another shot and say rebirth. However, on a different planet as an alien. Let's try something new this time. That's really gonna scare the people living on that planet. I'd apply for a position as a ticket clerk, so I can see where everyone else was going to. Traditional heaven. Because I think you can make heaven whatever you want it to be. Like in Supernatural, where each person had their own heaven and nobody's was the same. Rebirth. I like being alive. This makes me happy. I'm glad to hear it. That depends a lot on which version of heaven it is. Singing in an eternal choir or standing around bored for eternity would quickly come to feel like different hell. And no thank you. I picture heaven to be like Earth, except mind-blowingly better. It's not going to be walking around on clouds. There will be land and ocean and trees and animals, but it will be like the Garden of Eden X1. 000. The most amazing places on Earth would seem mundane to the most boring wonders in heaven. Some places in the Bible even refer to heaven as the new Earth. Pretty much Earth is a cheap Chinese knockoff of what heaven is. Traditional heaven. I wouldn't want another ride on this welling ember of a planet without my wife, kid, and family/friends. I'd rather just chill with them in traditional heaven. How would you know they picked traditional heaven as well? There's no way you could know. But the question was, if I was asked, not that everyone was asked. I'd stay in the train station and explore that reality. Maybe even find whoever's in charge or figure out how the entire afterlife system works, all the while meeting new and interesting people, because everyone must die eventually. Best case I become basically a god. Worst case I waste a few years there and learn nothing, then choose a train later. I imagine the constant supply of new people to tell a random wall leads to platform 9 3/4 would help make the stay enjoyable. I get on the train to Ghost. I imagine you get to do everything fun, like watch TV at people's places etc. without responsibilities. Also, you'd still be able to follow the soapsy Re-Earth. which should be entertaining to watch when you don't have to participate. Yes, I made up my own train. Deal with it. Close bracket. I accept it. What about Valhalla? Must have been the damn world peace. Won't let decent folk die in battle. The trains don't go to Valhalla. You'll need one of the longboats at the dock. Get on one of the rail replacement buses labeled Scientology and get off at the third stop. There's an ice cream truck there. Ask for a grape and pillage Ben & Jerry's. The dude will tell you to get in the back. Hellbind and blindfold you, but this is normal. After a few years you'll arrive at an airfield and can charter a private plane. Make sure it's a seaplane as the docks don't have a runway. Best of luck. Oh, and eat the ice cream as soon as you can. You don't want it to thaw out and melt. To be quite honest, I'd rather just stay in the station. I wouldn't want to rethink once I've chosen. I'd much rather stay and chat and meet all those who come after me, have them tell their stories, see anyone who comes in, have experiences which I never would have had otherwise. That's what I would do. The only winning move is not to play. I'd take animals, but only if I can get off at the spoiled fat cat stop. I go to animal heaven straight up. I'm really not comfortable around other humans in the first place. I won't like to go back to Earth with all the shit it's gonna go through in the future, and the eternal nothingness is just my greatest fear of all. Plus imagine petting an extinct species. Surely the dinosaurs must be there. Imagine petting a dinosaur. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stash the chandelier. Eternal nothingness sounds nice. No wants, no needs, no stress, just myself and the void. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.